Hey, good morning. I hope everyone is doing well today and is looking forward to having a good Thursday, whatever you're doing, wherever you are. This morning, uh, we're going to continue our walk through devotionals to the Sermon on the Mount. And, last night I did the whole lesson was on the Beatitudes and how they set the stage for that. So I'm going to do a commercial for that, and maybe it might be good periodically to rewatch that as we do these devotionals to keep in mind uh, Jesus's big picture view of why he's preaching this sermon and its overall goal and point. Uh, so we're going to read the text and then make a few quick points about something we all deal with, and that's anger. Because we live in a world that's always looking to be angry at someone or something. So I'm going to read. You have heard it. You have heard that it was said of those of old, to those of old, you shall not murder, and whoever murders will be liable to judgment. But I say to you that everyone who is angry with his brother will be liable to judgment. Whoever insults his brother will be liable to the council, and whoever says, you fool, will be liable to the hell of fire. So if you are offering your gift at the altar, and there remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there before the altar and go. First be reconciled to your brother, and then come and offer your gift. Come to terms quickly with your accuser while you are going with him to court, lest your accuser hand you over to the judge, and the judge to the guard, and you be put in prison. Truly I say to you, you will never get out until you have paid the last penny. So, anger. There's a lot that could be said here, but just a couple of thoughts on anger. Jesus, again, is not giving new rules about anger. He's getting at the heart issue. That's because before someone would murder, there would have to be a sinful attitude in the heart. And you would have to think that you are superior enough to someone to take their life. That you deserve to exist more than they, and that they don't deserve, so you murder them. That's where all that was rooted in, and that's a sinful heart. So he's aiming at that. And he's saying an insult shows the same heart attitude. So don't even entertain it. So that is his point, and it's that person's just as guilty of sin and just as liable for the hell of fire. Now that's Gehenna. That's the trash dump where they dumped trash and would burn it, and it's mentioned in Matthew uh, several times. I think a total of 7. And what it is it's a reference, it's a picture of the eternal punishment of the wicked. This would be a picture of hell. So anger is a big deal. We live in a world that is always looking to blame someone so you can be angry at them. And Jesus says that anger is a deep sin that needs to be rooted out. This is the first thing he talks about after he talks about the law, that he didn't come to give a new law, a different one. He just came to give you the proper interpretation, the heart meaning of it, and the first thing he goes to is anger. So it's a really big deal. Now, he also mentions that if you're worshiping and you realize whether you were offended or you were the one who did the offending, no matter, it doesn't matter. If you're in worship and you realize that someone has something against you, whether it's legit, you did it, or it's not legit, you didn't, and you're being falsely accused, you need to reconcile that. You don't need to let anger hang on. You need to reconcile that. And you, upon recognizing it, need to be the one to take the initiative to go fix it, whether you're guilty or whether you were the one who was done wrong against. Okay? Does not matter. Well, I was right. They were wrong. They should come apologize to me. He totally debunks that as a proper attitude. No, the minute you realize there's something in the way of a relationship, you should go and try to make peace with the accuser. And you should do this even up until the last moment when it's possible. That's what he's talking about when he says when they're going to the court. You should try to settle this without any outside interference, because if you take it to court, you might be the one losing. So you should try to settle this with them as up to the last moment of that being a possibility. You should try to make peace. And it does not matter whether you were the guilty one or you were the one who was sinned against. That's pretty strong. I mean, that's tough. So as you live your day, think about this, but also remember that part of the setup of the Beatitudes, the blessings, is God blesses us before he calls us to act. So God does something in us before he calls us to act. He does something to change us before he calls us to act. This was the same way in the law, in Exodus 20, when he gave the Ten Commandments, and it was the same, one of the same things that Jesus was pointing out in the Beatitudes. So be encouraged. God he will deal with your heart on this. We just have to take the steps to do it. And I really hope that this helps you today to think through some of maybe you have anger issues, and I hope that this helps you think through it and helps you begin to deal with it, and hopefully helps you to begin to be reconciled in your anger with God, yourself, and with any people that you need to be reconciled with. All right. Hope you have a great day, and I hope this is a super fantastic Thursday. We don't want to repeat Tuesday. Thursday for you. All right. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.